I remember I was working at a day program a few years ago. I was working with people with developmental disabilities. On this particular day, the unexpected happened. One of the individuals we were working with began to choke on their lunch. A lot of people started to be afraid. They didn't know what to do, but I knew what to do because I was CPR and first aid certified. I went to the person and I began doing the Heimlich maneuver, but that was unsuccessful because the person was unable to hold up their body weight, and I was unable to dislodge the food from their throat using that technique. So I thought of another technique that I learned in CPR and first aid called the finger sweep. When I did the finger sweep, sticking my finger down the person's throat, I was able to dislodge the food that was stuck in their throat. When they were able to breathe again, they were very happy, and I was as well. You might not be faced with this situation. You might be faced with a different situation. One may be less severe, or one may be even more severe, like a heart attack. According to the American Heart Association, 350,000 people die from cardiac arrest a year. Now, these people may have been helped if there was somebody around that had CPR and first aid training. I've been CPR and first aid trained for 10 years. In that 10 years, I have done many courses to keep my certification. In this speech, I'm going to tell you why you should be CPR and first aid trained, and that would be a great way to help people who are having emergencies. In this speech, I'm going to talk about why you should be CPR and first aid trained. Because there's a lot of people in the world, and a lot of those people might need your help. And if you're not trained, then how are you going to be able to help them? In my first point, I would like to talk about those people who are not CPR and first aid trained. There's too many people who are not CPR and first aid trained. That means there's even more people that might not get help if they're faced with medical emergencies. According to the Emergency First Response website, 70% of Americans felt helpless when they were faced with a situation where somebody was having a cardiac event, most namely a heart attack. Would you want to be one of those people who are helpless, that don't know how to help somebody when they're facing an emergency, and you're that only person that might be around that can help them live? You should be CPR and first aid certified so you can. Did you know that most emergencies happen at a person's home? So this might be somebody that's close to you, maybe a family member or a friend. If you're not CPR or first aid certified, that person's chance of survival goes down. With that being said, I have some good news. In my second point, I'm going to talk about who can be CPR and first aid trained. Who could be CPR and first aid trained? Anybody can be CPR and first aid trained. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a firefighter. You don't have to be a first responder. You can be you, an individual, a civilian. You could be CPR and first aid trained, and you can help somebody in an emergency. According to the CDC, if performed correctly and quickly within the first few minutes of a person's emergency, CPR and first aid can help the person have a higher chance of survival. It can double or even triple that person's chance of survival when done quickly and effectively. I remember I was at Walmart with my family one day. We were there just shopping, a regular day. I was not imagining that I would be helping somebody in their time of need. But when we were at Walmart, I saw an individual and she was sitting on the floor. I walked up to her, being confident in my CPR and first aid training, and I asked her if she was okay. She said she felt a little dizzy. I was able to sit with her and make sure that she was conscious until first responders showed up. She thanked me for being there for her, and I was very happy that I was able to do that. When you are CPR and first aid trained, you can do things like this. When you see somebody out in the community or somewhere at school and they're in need of some medical help, you will have the confidence to help them in that situation. It could be a friend, could be a family member, could be somebody random, but being CPR and first aid trained, you will have the confidence to help them no matter who they are. Now you're probably asking after that information, how do I get CPR and first aid trained? Well, it's as simple as signing up for courses. You can go to um, the American Red Cross website and look up courses in your area. And when you do, sign up for them. Being CPR and first aid trained can save somebody's life. It can help somebody, maybe even somebody close to you. This is why you should be CPR and first aid trained. So right now, take action. Go to the Red Cross website or a CPR and first aid website and look for courses in your area to get certified. In this speech, I talked about how to be CPR and first aid training, how CPR and first aid training can help you help somebody in an emergency and in their time of need. I hope this information helps you and makes you want to be CPR and first aid certified. So with that being said, when you're CPR and first aid certified, you are able to help a person in a time of need. So go get certified today. Thank you.